Will you be recording this one?
Yeah. Is that okay?
That was me. I was just making sure you reminded you to do that.
Yeah.
Alright, I got him to join in.
Oh, your buddy's coming?
Yeah.
Do you have my identify and everything? You can add me?
I'll have I can suggest party, right?
Yeah, do that.
Yes!
Oh, hey, you don't need a shout, bro.
I suggested him to. Steven?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I suggested him.
Okay. Is your roommate like in the same room as you, or how does that work? Just curious.
Oh no, he's in a separate room.
Cool. Are you guys are you dorming or whatever?
Oh no, we have a house.
You guys both Zerg players?
I don't know. He's flips between Protoss and Zerg. Yeah, I think we switched between ourselves, not even play against him.
Can he play P pretty well? Like give you a run for your money? Like it's not gonna be a roll fest or anything?
I don't think so. Or if I do, it'd be like the usual 14. I typically follow the 14 bull 15 hatch, and we should have enough time. Typically against Protoss, I open with like a 7-inch rush with a short run distance. Oh, whoa, you're playing against, cancel it, you're playing against him.
Oh shit. Fuck, I didn't even notice, I'm sorry. That was stupid.
Hold on a second, I'll be right back.
Yeah. I'll remake after. What happened?
You hear him in the background? Are you serious? You're playing him. Guess you honestly thought you were playing him.
Huh.
I would learn to use office stopping here.
Replay saved.
Hold on, I'm gonna put him in here. He can listen to this stream, right? So if you want to yell anything out to him.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it. You know. Oh. Cool. Now it's you and there's me. I can't because it'll cycle. Actually, no, one more.
Alright, try this again. Alright, are you ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you hear Phil?
Guy, you realize this is just great recording, right?
sitting.
Does it bug you a lot if I talk to you while you play?
No, go for it.
Alright, so here's how I'm gonna line this up. First game, I'm gonna watch you play, and I'll see if I can pick out anything obvious. And then we'll talk a little bit. Then the second game, I'm gonna play versus this guy, and I'm gonna talk through as I play, and I'm gonna really focus on the points that I thought that you were having trouble with. And then in the third game, I'm gonna have you play him again, and I'm gonna shout at you to do all the things that we went over between games 1 and 2. Okay?
Alright, sounds good. No, I told him not to.
forces are under attack. Our forces are under attack. Our forces are under attack. Our forces are under attack.
What? Only my car smell.
under attack. Mineral field depleted. Mineral field depleted. Our forces are under attack. Our forces are under attack.
Yeah, I think Steven's asleep. That's how bad it was.
What? I'm not asleep. Oh, I am kind of tired, but...
That is that protest, man. That sucks.
Alright. Salgoud. Can you turn my stream on and mute the volume?
Yes.
I would have you join the replay, but Battle.net 2.0 isn't that sophisticated yet, so...
Oh, I have to watch it again?
Yep.
Okay. You ever do music in high school? Or college or anything?
Yeah, high school.
Did you?
Yeah, violin.
Cool. Okay, so... You know how, when you're practicing and you're playing for your teachers or whatever and you're younger, they don't nitpick every little thing, but if you're a better player, then they nitpick a lot, and then the teacher always tells you, the reason why I'm being so picky is because I know you're good enough to understand this.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of do that a little bit to you, okay? I'm gonna be pretty nitpicky, but that's just because, parts of your game are very, very, very solid, and other parts of your game are very, very, very not solid.
Okay. Well, make it for a self-esteem boost.
Okay. First thing I would always say, like I said, this is really small and almost inconsequential. Watch your first scouting overlord. If you peek their nexus, pull it back. If you look at his point of view right now, he can't see your overlord. You know, you know where he's at. He doesn't know where you're at. If you pull that overlord, he's gonna send his probe to scout here first, and then he's gonna scout here first, and then he's gonna come and scout you. By the time he scouts you, you could already have your hatch down. You know, you avoid that whole early game, you know, that bullshit just by pulling that overlord back early. All right.
Okay.
It's not huge, but I mean, little things like that help. You know.
Okay.
It seems like the biggest problem that you have with your game is you run into you actually can macro like pretty well the problem is you just don't know where to focus those energies, it seems. You kind of go off and do kind of a little bit of everything. Like I saw that you tried to do almost like a ret, like 2 base, like all-in roach ling kind of thing. But you also had a lair, and I don't even know if your speed upgrade was finished, but it was like halfway done.
Okay, so in terms of focusing what I should be doing, I think that's one of the main problems I have. So I get to the point like right here, where like I have my link scouting, and I don't know what to do.
The idea behind Zerg, since we constantly have to make the decision between making workers or offensive units, you want to make workers up to the last possible point in time before you start making units.
And by when you say up to the last possible minute, you mean when I see him move out?
Well, it depends. If the game's been going on for 15 minutes, you don't want to be 150, 200 out of drones and then start making units when he moves out. But like if you're kind of early game like this, and you've got, you can have 8 larvae in a second. I mean, you want to make a few units. I mean, you kind of have to feel it out, but you don't want to be sitting on like 15 roaches like right now, when you haven't seen anything from him.
Okay, so at this point, I shouldn't be having these 3 roaches here. These 3 roaches should be 3 drones.
Well, like I said, I mean, like a couple units are okay. Like these 3 roaches, that's fine. That's acceptable. If he sends like a scout probe, you can cut it off. A zealot or a sentry, they're not gonna fuck with you too much. But I mean, basically, at this point in the game, you should already kind of know. You need to have some idea of what you're going for. Like one thing I've kind of started harping on or whatever is like little focal points in your build. You need to have like little mini objectives that you kind of check off as you go through games. Like if you're doing a harass build, the little objectives you want to check off are, okay, I've killed some workers, I've delayed an expo, blah. You check those little points off as you progress through the game. Right now, what I see is a lot of I want to say indecision. Like I said, we've got a lair coming up. I think you start the speed upgrade. You have an expo, but you don't really drone it. You're doing an all-in push, but you've got all these other things kind of going on at the same time. Basically, you set yourself up for failure in almost like every single regard,
That's what I was going for.
But I mean, other parts are like you've started spreading your creep, which is good. You've got a ling outside of his base to scout, which is good. You've got this control tower under control, which is good. You've got an overlord over here. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but I mean, that's good. I mean, there is a lot of good going on.
Okay, so in terms of like checkpoints, so let's say like I scout his base, like in this case, I see 1 zealot, 1 stalker. So I'm not seeing a lot of gas being dumped or anything really being dumped really. So, but at this point, what I'm thinking is I'm just scared. Like I got that fear of not knowing what it is that's coming. It could be air, ground, or immortals or whatnot.
Well, at this point, so I mean. Okay, so that's a good thing. So we'll scoot back. So at this point, we don't know exactly what he's doing. We've scouted a zealot. What did you scout? A zealot and a sentry up at his wall?
Zealot and stalker.
So we see 1 zealot, 1 stalker, and we kind of... I mean, this looks like 4-gate to me. We've got a cyber core, gateway, and then an assimilator. Maybe a second one is going up. I mean, we don't really know, but it kind of looks like 4-gate.
Right.
I mean, at this point, well, but the timing is so late. I mean, we're pretty well into this game. It's probably not 4-gate because he hasn't done anything with it yet.
Okay, so if I run up the ramp, let's say I see the core and the gate, but nothing else there. This late in the game, it's pretty safe to say it's not 4-gate.
Maybe. Hold on, this is another quick thing. Don't ever send all your roaches to scout the enemy. I know it's only 3 here. Always send 1 unit at a time, because if the enemy sees these roaches and he can kill them, you're gonna lose all of them, because roaches can't retreat from stalkers, because stalkers are too fast. Random thing.
Gotcha.
If you're sitting down here, if you're sitting on an expo, and you see that your opponent is on 1 base, chances are he's going to do an attack soon that's with the objective in mind to kill you. If you're like 7 minutes into the game and you've been running an expo for 2 or 3 minutes and your opponent doesn't have an expansion and he knows that you've expoed, because most people will have scouted it, you have to understand that he knows that you're running that expansion and he's okay with it. The only reason why he would know that and be okay with it is because he's planning on doing a big push. I mean, that's something to keep in mind.
Okay, so it's basically if it's a one base at this block, it's one base all in kind of thing.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
So at this point, yeah, I should be looking out for like the one base all in where he just sends everything.
Basically, yeah. And then, I mean, this is kind of the point where you see that he's laying down an expansion, and you've kind of macroed and you don't have very many units now. Chances are you're not going to be able to bust it. So building these 20 lings right now, that should be 10 drones.
Okay.
I really didn't think you never been here. That's why I didn't get any air.
I laughed. I was like, you really fucked if you just came right down. You just came like,
I was like, I'd never go to
Okay, the other concern, I think what I was thinking here is that when someone lays down a base, at least in my experience, it's always been they're going to push out to cover it.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. That's... I hate to generalize like this, but that's usually a Terran thing. Usually Terrans move out and then expand at the same time. They build the expansion in their base. But I mean, Protoss can do it too, with like 3-Gate Expo. I mean, really anybody can do it, but just because they're laying down an expansion doesn't necessarily mean they're going to push out.
Okay. I mean, okay, yeah, because the other thing is, like, I've been seeing a lot of, I don't know, I just got a diamond like a week ago. I'm seeing a lot of where they'll, like, if you go up to his natural level, they'll lay down like a pylon, and then, yeah, they'll lay down like a pylon, and then like a gate kind of extending the ramp. Yeah, blocking out the ramp.
See, like, here you've got to consider, this guy was on one base for quite a while before he set down this expansion. So, if he's sitting on one base, you know that he's been making units. You've been making drones and not making units. You just made a few at the end. There's no possible way in any universe you're going to have enough here with these 20 or 30 lings to do any kind of damage when he's been sitting on one base making units just so that he can come out and expand, you know?
Okay.
Our forces are under attack. Our forces are under attack.
Whoa, what the fuck?
Thank God.
And then this is kind of, again, like, you're kind of, like, just everything's really scattered. We've got hydras and roaches and mutas and lings, like, just kind of... And then, I mean, also, this is also really bad, something you never want to do. You never want to leave units stranded. Like I said, Zerg units off creep are very, very, very slow. If he moves out and he's got a bigger army than you, you're basically going to lose all of this for free. There's just... I mean... If you're going to have all of your army mobile, you want to have all of your army mobile, not like parts of it kind of scattered. I mean, I know these kind of just spawn, so that's being a little mean. But just again, it's just so big, because you'll find yourself losing 10 or 20 units at a time for free if he moves out and you've got a smaller army that can't really take what he's got, you know? You also stop spreading creep. I don't know why. Maybe just, I don't know.
Forgot, yeah. I mean, the entire point of that was to distract away from
Yeah, that attack was to distract. That's a good idea. Like, your strategy there is sound, but the mechanics leading up to that point were a little bit flawed.
Under attack.
I think that's great. Let's finish that project, please.
Alright, so I think from this point on, it's just kind of you harassing with mutas. You could have rolled him a lot earlier. I think you kind of underestimated the power of these mutalisks. If you would have just A-moved.
Yeah. like I said, I think it's a lot of the games I'm playing at this point are like having that fear, which is why I'm thinking, you know, like I'll make the Hydra and I think, oh my god, he's probably making Colossus, I'll go meet us. And then it's just kind of like that fear gripping, so I can't trying to figure out how to focus into one's plan, you know.
God, how are you in a UMS? Alright. Where's my buddy at? T-Prox.
Alright, you're playing him now, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Is your buddy AFK?
No, you just went into his room, so we should be coming back.
Okay. What?
What? Oh, yeah.
Nope. Okay, I'm gonna play twice. Because I wanna show you two totally different things and how they work the way they do. Can that other guy hear me? Is he listening to me right now?
Hey Phil! Turn on the stream.
No, I don't want him to. I don't want him to.
Oh, you don't want him to?
No.
Alright, never mind. Okay.
Alright, okay, so one of the things in StarCraft that you have to consider is opportunity cost. If you make something, not only do you have the actual cost of the unit, but you've got the hidden cost of what you chose not to make. So, for example, a drone and 2 Zerglings both cost 50 minerals, but if you make the drone, you don't have the 2 Zerglings, so you lose a little bit of potential offense. If you make the Zerglings, then you lose the drone, so you lost a little bit of potential income, right? So everything you do in StarCraft 2 has an opportunity cost, correct? Right? Right? Hello? Can you hear me?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, okay. So, when I talk about how your build looks really kind of spread out or not focused, what I mean is you're doing things like that Roach Ling attack that you did up in the map. You're doing things that make it look like you want to destroy his fast expansion. But in order to do that, you needed to have more units. So you needed to not make the lair. By making the lair, you made the hidden choice of not making more units. You know, by kind of just scattering your stuff out. You're taking away from your total offensive power, and when you're doing a push like that to punish a fast expansion or to punish an expansion, what you really need is offensive power more than anything else, you know? So once again, this guy didn't scout last game, which kind of disappoints me, but now I know where he's at and he doesn't know where I'm at because I pulled that Overlord back. Should always be mindful of that, like on things like Lost Temple or Metalopolis or any kind of map where you can get away with something like that. What?
If I see this case, if I'm just kind of the drone pull back. Almost doesn't won't matter if the ramps there.
I can hold on, I can barely hear you, very quiet.
Oh, sorry, I was saying, I was asking if it's the same thing with the line of sight with the drone. With the drone being able to see farther than the buildings.
Oh, nah, that doesn't matter so much because if your drone can see his building, then I'm pretty sure his building can see your drone. I think the vision is either the same or very, very, very close.
Yeah, and he was up the ramp and he see.
Yeah. One thing that I like to do again every matchup, I think somebody, I don't know, made a thread that this is bad, but gas steal. I think it's very good for a variety of reasons.
We require.
Have you seen my little cancel remake the extractor over and over again?
Yeah. Against Karen.
Yeah, I accomplish a lot by doing this. One, I can see the first units that he makes because he's going to be using a zealot to kill it, you know? A zealot or stalkers or whatever, you know, whatever he decides to use to kill it. And two, by delaying this gas, I avoid susceptibility to super cheese. Like if he tries to rush like 2 Stargates or whatever into like dual chrono boosted void rays, it's not possible to do off of 1 gas. You know, if I'm playing versus a Terran and I can hold this gas for quite a while, early Banshees probably aren't going to come with Cloak, just because he's been so short on gas.
Gotcha.
On this build, the build that I'm doing now, I like to get 3 Queens. 3 Queens is a cool number because it helps you fend off early Void Ray cheese, or early, a lot of early rushes. Just because queens they're really good tanks early on, and they can do an okay amount of damage. I mean, mainly it's just the fact that they can take so many shots before going down. And early game, that's really important.
So, when did you hold on? When did you hatch on?
What?
Or when did you hatch on?
Like usually 15 or 16. I don't know. It kind of depends.
Okay.
I'm not trying to bash your friend, but this would probably be a little more relevant if he was doing things a little more normal. But basically what I'm doing here is I'm gearing up to get a lot of lings, but not until I feel like I need them. I'm really hammering away at I'm trying to get gas early on for the for that speed upgrade. And as soon as I've got 100 gas, I'm gonna start. Oh, I already did it. Sorry. As soon as you get 100 gas, start your ling speed upgrade. I'm really working on saturating these bases early because if the Protoss is going to do like a 4-gate all-in and he's going to start the attacks really early, you need as many drones as possible early on, because once he starts attacking, you can't start making Whoa, I never saw that before. Once he starts sending units to you, you can't make any more drones.
Gotcha.
But, so right now I'm working on getting a really strong economy, and I'm working on just getting speedlings. I could morph a lair, but I'm not, because it's not conducive to what I'm trying to do right now, which is survive any early game rushes that he's doing. So you see how everything's kind of geared up. I know that he could send out like a 4-gate kind of push right now, and if he does, I'm okay. I've got 3 queens. I'm ready to make a lot of lings. Like right now, I just made some lings because I saw him start to move out with some units. My economy is starting to go great. I'm not really veering off into lair land or anything like that right now. I'm just focusing on these really basic elements right now. I can survive any void ray cheese because I've got my 3 queens set up. I blocked his early gas, so that's good for me. So everything I'm doing is kind of setting me up to arrive into the mid game in a really comfortable position, you know?
Gotcha.
At this point, I did see him move out, so now I've got to wonder. He moved out, but he's not really attacking me, so he's probably moving those units out to get ready to throw down an expansion. When your minerals and your gas start to rise, I kind of build like 40-60, you know, 60% drones, 40% lings. I just kind of hit SD, SZ, you know, kind of feel it out. When your minerals and your gas starts to rise, start to throw down some extra extractors, and then a couple Evo chambers or whatever to start so that your resources don't go crazy. I'm trying to talk to it at the same time. It's messing me up a little bit. But so now that I see that he's expanding, you have to make you've got to make some decisions, you know? And I see he's not expanding. I don't know why I moved that army out. Okay, so he's attacking. That's cool. So I see him attacking. I mean, I've got all my stuff ready. I should be able to survive it fairly easily. I am supply blocked. That's not cool.
Just a quick side note too. Are you doing this specifically against Protoss, or are you just doing this as a...
Right now I'm doing it specifically against the Protoss. Holy shit, I can't talk and play at the same time. Sorry, I'm in crisis management. I'm not.
No, it's
My
okay. Kinda
my macro and shit. I had a ton of resources that I hadn't spent, and all that good jazz.
Not enough energy.
Sorry, my roommate talks a lot of shit, so if you don't win this, I'm gonna have to put up with it for a while.
Oh boy.
We require more minerals.
Trying to do what you did last game. I don't have very many overlords, or sorry, mutalisks. I've got 3. All I'm trying to do is draw his stalkers up into his main base so that I can bring these lings around and harass his expansion. And it seems like that worked really cool.
Not enough energy.
I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm not talking much, but notice how like I said, this is everything that I'm doing right now is totally in sync with what's going on in the gameplay. You know, like we're playing heavy. This guy's sending units to kill me. I'm trying to harass him. I'm only making lings and mutalisks. You know, if I've got enough money, maybe I'll throw in an upgrade for my lings. But I'm not expanding. I'm not building a roach form or a hydra den. Everything I'm doing right now is very centered around this ling muta. None of my efforts right now are being wasted, or nothing is extraneous or going into anything extra. You know, it's only ling muta because what I'm trying to do is kill his expo and survive his attacks. You know, from the game that I saw you playing, you're kind of just doing kind of random things that aren't conducive to the current goal that you're trying to accomplish. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay, so before the game, there should be some, or at least some sort of goal, and then kind of break it down.
Yeah, just have like a focus, like one area that you're trying to like just think of something that you're trying to accomplish. And I wasn't even thinking at the start of this game. What I really wanted to do, I'm gonna play it one more time. Because the build that I want to do a 1 base build. Because doing a 1 base build really, especially the way that I do my 1 base Zerg builds, really emphasizes the point I'm trying to make about focusing on. Really focuses on what I'm trying to get at.
I got him! Fuck! He's so much better at multitasking than I am.
I think I hear your roommate.
Told you.
Alright, have you watched my stream? Have you seen the way that I play ZVZ?
I've seen you. I mean, I've seen you enough to play ZVZ, but nothing like comes to mind.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's fine then. We'll see. We'll do it. I'll show you. I'll show you everything. Everything I know. Everything about my ZVZ 1 base play is exactly like everything that I do has a purpose, and everything I do connects to something that happens later in the game. Everything that happens mid to late game in my ZVZ is rooted in how I open. So I think it's a really good example of what's going on, I guess. Of what I'm sorry, I'm a little tired of what I'm trying to tell you about not just doing kind of random stuff.
We require more minerals.
This game, I told him to macro game. I don't know if I'm cheating a little bit, but
We require more minerals.
basically what I'm going to do this game is I'm going to scout the Zerg. I'm going to assume he's going to go macro game or something. Or well, it really doesn't matter if he is or not. I'm going to do a 1 base push. But my 1 base push is going to involve roaches and a lot of upgrades. And every upgrade that I get has a purpose behind it. So everything that I do in this build and every way that I play this game, everything has a reason. Everything connects to something that's going to happen later. There's no random, like, I'm going to get a lair here and throw up a Hydra Den and a Spire and an expansion. Nothing is random about the way that I 1 base DVZ. And we'll see. We'll get into that.
Just a side. How do you feel about an in-base hatch for ZVZ?
I hate in-base. My biggest problem with an in-base hatchery is if you've got enough money for a second hatchery, why not expand with it? That's how I feel about it.
I was thinking if it's like on a, what is it, Metalopolis, or it's really hard to protect.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you're making a hatchery in-base, what are you doing it for? Isn't it normally to be very aggressive?
Yeah, I think it's like an early Zerg lane too.
Yeah, so if you're going to be very aggressive, why wouldn't you be able to hold an expansion? You see how it's kind of self-defeating?
Gotcha.
Like, if you're ever at a point to where you've made an in-base hatchery and you're on the defensive, chances are you've already lost the game. This, when you're playing ZVZ, this early drone needs to stay alive for as long as possible because it gives you a lot of information. There's so much information in the beginning of a ZVZ. If the gas and the pool go down at the same time, you can expect speedlings and maybe banelings. If the gas goes down quite a bit later than the pool, or when the pool's at like 200 or 300, or it just seems later, then it's it could be indicative of roach play, or maybe they're just gassing later. I mean, I don't know. Some Zergs play differently.
Yeah, you're double gassing. Is that always standard for?
Nothing that I do about ZVZ is standard, but I'm fairly confident in my ZVZ. I've beaten Cats and Machine and Artosis and Zelnik, and I mean I've beaten a lot of good players using my ZVZ. So I mean I'm fairly confident in it. Okay, so I scout an expansion. Okay, so I see he's expanding. I throw down 2 gas very early for a few reasons. Well, no, for one reason. The build that I'm doing is going to involve a lot of upgrades, so I need all the gas I can get. It might seem ridiculous, and it might seem like I've got a lot of gas at some points, but I need all this gas. Trust me on that. As soon as I've got 100 gas, I'm a little late now. I'm throwing up a lair. Normally I SimCity my buildings a little closer together. I'll have my pool down to kind of block from early banelings. I didn't really do that very well this game, but right now I built 1 spine crawler in my mineral field. I hate static defense because it's really expensive. You're not mobile with it. You can't pressure the enemy with it. You're inviting the enemy to drone. I mean, there's a whole bunch of reasons why I don't like static defense. But the reason why I make 1 spine crawler here is because it can hold off anywhere from 10 to 12 lings with this queen in your drones. So it gives me the opportunity to drone really hardcore. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm building a lot of drones. Even though he's making an expansion, the fact that he spent some money on lings and he's probably upgrading speed and he got this gas, you know, he's not as saturated as he could be. I mean, I'm willing to bet. Can you tell me is the harvester count pretty even right now, or am I even ahead? Yeah. So I mean, even though he's got an expansion, he's barely even utilizing it. I'm gonna make an overseer early to detect, because detection is cool. So for this build, since I'm gonna do +1, I'm doing a roach rush. I want to get +1 attack because that means that roaches are gonna 2-hit zerglings. Okay. That's really important right there. Secondly, I'm going to get Burrow because if he does a fast expansion build, chances are he's not going to have enough money early game for gas. So that means he's not going to have a lair, so he can't make overseers. What? I'm talking about Burrow, right? Which means that my Burrows are going to keep my roaches alive, like, theoretically, for an infinite period of time. I should never lose a single roach since I have Burrow and he doesn't have detection. And then I'm going to get roach speed. Me having roach speed means that if he has roaches, if he tries to retreat because his army isn't big enough to beat mine, he will lose every single unit in the process because I can outrun him. So does that make sense? All three of those upgrades are equally important. Every single upgrade is very, very, very important. If he's going to go mass speedlings, the +1 attack helps me deal with the speedlings, and then it also helps for roaches and picking off drones. Never mind, not so much for drones, but it helps with roaches too. The burrow helps me keep these alive longer, so that if he goes roaches, he's not gonna have enough gas for overseers because he won't have a lair. And the roach speed also helps me to kite his roaches. So right here, even though his army is kind of bigger than mine, I'm not gonna lose a single unit here. There's nothing he can do right now. And now I'm going to just sit back and recover full life, and I'm slowly going to chip away at his army while my reinforcements arrive. And there's nothing that he can do since he didn't invest, since he's going roaches and he doesn't have money for blah 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 for a lair. Whoops, I brought the wrong one. Okay, so I mean, I'm talking and my macro kind of slips a little. I've got a lot of minerals, but do you see how this game is like the exact opposite of how you play. Every single thing that I do here, every single upgrade I got, every single building I made, my gas, the spine crawler, everything had a purpose this game, you know? Even my buildings would have purposes if I had played this right from the start. My pool should be blocking my minerals off, and my evo chamber and my roach warren should be kind of walling my shit off. Every single thing that happened this game had a purpose, and that purpose was designed for this roach rush to succeed, regardless of what my Zerg opponent did. Make sense?
Okay, so yeah, because I figured the way I've been playing, kind of like I don't know what's coming or anything, whereas you just kind of aim for a goal and focus down and sort of do that.
On you. That was sick. I don't know if you can hear me, Steven. That was sick.
I can hear you, bro.
I think he prefers the word bra. Just call him bra.
Bra?
They're not in a fry house right now. It's sweet.
Okay, so what do you want to do next?
Really fast, I want to look at my strategy from his perspective, because he actually made a little bit of the same mistakes that you make here, kind of, in the decision-making process. This is just kind of real fast. So this kind of goes with, if you see that your opponent is doing a one-base build, you know his economy is going to be slower. Well, I mean, actually, we don't even need to rush the replay. But basically, if you see your opponent doing a really big one-base build, and you know his economy is going to be slowed down a little bit, first of all, if you see a spine crawler early on, drone. The fact that he's making a spine crawler means that he's probably not going to be making offensive units, because if I was planning on being aggressive early, why would I throw down a spine crawler? Why wouldn't I just make 6 lings, you know?
Okay.
So if you see somebody throwing down a lot of static defense, you go into somebody's base and they're building early bunkers, or like you see a Terran throw down an expansion. Yeah, you mentioned that earlier. You know, sorry, I'm kind of jumping all over the place. You said sometimes when I see people make expansions, I don't know if they're about to attack. If you go to a Protoss or a Terran expansion and you see them throw up 3 cannons or 3 bunkers, why would they waste the money on those buildings unless they were planning on sitting there and turtling? You know, if they were going to attack you when they moved out, they wouldn't waste money on static defense. So when you see static defense, that's a signal to you. To eco.
Okay.
Cool?
Gotcha.
So he actually does a decent job here in not making a whole bunch of lings that would have been wasted. Kind of failing on macro, but that's okay. So at this point, let's pretend he scouts me and he sees that I'm doing a 1-base roach play. Basically, if you're on 2 bases and your opponent is on 1 base and it looks like he's going to do an all-in attack, all you have to do is survive and you win the game. So after he scouts this 1-base stuff, I mean, he's got a decent number of drones. I mean, his expansion isn't saturated that well. Maybe pull 5 from up here and send him down here. All he needs to do is produce mass roaches all game. Just keep making roaches until I can't pressure him anymore, and then he's guaranteed to win the game from that point on. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
He's guaranteed to win because I'm on 1 base, he's on 2, and we're making the same units. Even though I'll have upgrades, he can slowly work his way to lair because he's on an expansion, you know? And I mean, from that point, I have 2 choices to make. I can either A, run my whole army into him, which would be suicide because he should be able to hold it because he'll have spine crawlers or more roaches. Or 2, I'm going to take a break from my aggressive play to expand. And if he sees me do that, he just needs to throw all of his units at me over and over and over again until I run out of money and can't make anymore because he's on 2 bases and I'm on 1. Cool?
Gotcha.
Alright. Okay, so I just need to see... So now I want to see you play a game again. And I'm going to shout at you every time I see you do something that doesn't make any sense.
Alright, sounds good. Phil not there? Where is he? Phil!
It's Doug playing you this time, don't worry.
Who's Doug? Is Doug good?
Doug's me.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
Oh yeah, that's right, Douglas.
Yeah. Yeah, I suggested. I don't think so. Steven, have you played any tournaments?
What? I work all the time, man.
Okay.
I might do the Hyper Crew Kickoff Tournament on Friday. Is that tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. If I get home from work early enough, but I don't know. What am I looking for? Oh. What?
Oh, I didn't say anything.
Oh, no, I know.
Oh.
What? Why not just go upstairs? How late can you sign up for the AG's Masters Cup?
Oh, I have no idea. I don't know why I was doing that. I don't know. Okay, because he's not here, my first instinct is to fast expand at this point. Thoughts?
That's how I normally open first Protoss, is with a fast expand, so I mean, I wouldn't even get the gas. So this is again where by getting that gas, like the fact that you're gonna fast expand and pull first, you really want to get a queen as soon as the hatch finishes. Or I'm sorry, you want to get a queen as soon as the pool finishes. But by taking that gas, you've kind of gypped yourself of a few minerals, so now you're kind of sitting waiting around to have enough for that queen to spawn. I would have waited to take the gas until after your queen spawns.
Okay. Yeah, I was just waiting to see if he was on the bottom.
Sure. Even regardless of positions, I always like to expand. Since you're pooling first, you're safe from any really stupid things, and you can cancel if it's like a dire emergency.
Okay.
What?
Our forces are under attack.
Stupid of me.
Alright, so right now we're collecting gas. What are we using it on? We got 228 gas. It's burning a hole in our pocket.
Roaches. Bows and stuff
Our
like that.
forces
Oh, okay.
are under attack.
Why roaches against Protoss?
I was hoping to go for this round with speedlings and then use roaches to knock them down.
I think... that's a whole different topic. Never mind. We'll worry about that later. You got a lot of larvae, though. A lot of idle larvae. Well, technically larvae are always idle. I don't know why people would say idle larvae. You don't really have active larvae, but you know what I mean. Does the, what's the toss doing?
So this point I'm probably gonna try to go mutas.
Try to go what?
Mutas.
Why is that?
If he's standing, I can harass and do the same thing I did last time. With
He-
the front with small force.
He's doing what?
I figure I can harass with mutas, get him from the minerals from the back, and then hit the front with a small hand force.
Okay. Got a lot of minerals. Also got a geyser in the main that's just chilling.
There's a one in the main?
One of your extractors in the main, you're not mining from it.
So at this point we should just move now with him and start harassing. Keep him down so I can get this,
Well, if you send those mutas to the back to harass, what are you going to accomplish?
keep him down so I can get this other one up and moving.
Keep what?
The other expansion up and moving,
So you're basically trying to keep him so you can secure your third? Is that what you said?
basically.
Okay.
Oh, what the fuck? Am I lagging?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, I got alt tab by Skype. So at this point, I feel like I'm in a pretty comfortable position where, like, I have the map. I have map control. So what I would want to do is just sit back and wait for him to attack. How would you feel about that?
It would be okay as long as you keep his third scouted and you make sure he doesn't take that. You can map control game all you want. If he doesn't get a third and you just keep destroying his pushouts, I mean, you're pretty much guaranteed to win. The problem is, I feel like you would lose to somebody who was really concentrating. Like, right now, the guy you're playing is really content to kind of just chill and not really do anything. But if you were playing against somebody who was sending out timing pushes of units or just big pushes of units, I think it would really hurt your play right now. Because you got like a few mutas to kind of keep him in his base, but you see that he's got cannons back there. If the guy would have attacked you as soon as he saw those mutas, I think you would have been in trouble.
Okay, so I want to prevent him from taking that third, so I'm going to send him like a Zerglings from over it.
Well, it looks like he's setting up a pylon there, and you see that he's got cannon, so he's probably planning on cannoning it pretty soon.
Yeah, it's gonna be moving pretty quick.
This would be a good time to use those mutas to harass his main to pull his army back so that you could kill whatever's going up at the third.
Metamorphosis complete.
Whenever you've got an opportunity to, you can pick off important buildings like cyber cores or Templar archives. It prevents him from making those kinds of units, you know.
I don't know why it's always really don't want to fight.
He's got his army back. Take out his third, and that's pretty much game. With those Zergling. You got those Zergling that were to take out the third, remember? Oh, but he hasn't even made it yet. Nice moving him from the mini-map, that was good.
So it looks like he's moving out now, so...
Our forces are under attack. Mutation complete.
Not really sure I'm taking it along.
Are under attack.
Alright, what could I have done differently?
I still think you need to just kind of focus more on... I mean, you did it a little bit of that game than when I saw the first game. You didn't have a whole bunch of random buildings and stuff. But you just need to focus more on... I mean, it's hard to say because the way that I want you to play really depends on how the opponent is playing. And if the opponent isn't, like, trying to push you or anything, then... I mean, you can kind of get away with stuff that you shouldn't be able to get away with. We're past our hour, so I don't feel bad if this was a disaster. I want to try one-on-one-ing you.
Okay, sounds good. Oh, I'm willing to pay for whatever, just what's important to me is that I'm learning this stuff. Alright, hang on a second, I'll load up.
Hey, is T-Prox there? Can you hear me right now?
Fill up, come back.
Hey, bro? Hello?
Yeah, one second, he'll be here in a second.
Oh, okay.
Alright, he's here.
Okay, when you're using area of effect spells like Storm or Fungal Growth, you can't cast them on the unit. You have to cast it a little bit lower. There's an option to turn on Help so that you can see where, like, circles below where the unit actually is. I noticed when you were dropping Storms last game, none of your Storms were even on the mutas. They were a little bit too far up on the map. You needed to bring them down a little bit for it to actually hit any Mutalisks.
That would explain why none of them died.
Yeah, or took any damage.
I was like, damn, mutas are ridiculous. I should build them all the time.
You're gonna place Protons?
Yeah, like I said, I don't... This might be a disaster, but...
Okay, I'm presuming me throwing stuff at me to keep me...
Don't presume anything. We don't metagame here.
Okay.
No, I'm just
Metagame.
kidding. Well, no, actually, no, I'm not kidding. Don't presume anything. I might Void Ray Rush you, just because I'm that cool.
Oh boy.
You're, I mean, looking at you play, your mechanics and everything are sound. I mean, you control that group of links from the mini-map. You can... I haven't really seen you micro, or I haven't had the opportunity to, but I mean, it seems like you've got the fundamentals down good enough, which are really the most important and hardest to build. You just need to, make better decisions and focus in more on what you're doing with your build.
You have not enough minerals.
I also have to challenge your, I don't think roaches are good against 4-gate at all, because, even with lings to trap, if I was a Protoss and I saw you sending a whole bunch of lings, to trap my, units, and then you were gonna bring in roaches and nom-nom them all, I would just, as soon as I saw your roaches coming, I would just, or I'm sorry, as soon as your lings came in, I would just force field to block all the roaches off, and I would just kill the lings, and then I would pull back.
Gotcha.
You must construct additional pylons. Your probes are under attack. Probes are under attack. Your probes are under attack. Your probes are under attack. Adon Atu. I'm here in the shadows. You have not enough minerals. You have not enough minerals. Cold is the void. Construct additional pylons. I am the heart.
Oh, game's freaking out.
Research complete. You require my skills. I'm here in the shadows. Your probes are under attack.
Now, why would you go and do something like that when I'm trying to fucking forgate you, bro?
Base is under attack.
Fuck!
Sound like my roommate.
Hey, you know what? Well, hey, that was good. I mean, you made lots of lings. I mean, you fucking like
Okay,
everything.
well,
Everything
I
you
guess
did
there's-
that game. I mean, you had lings to run into my main. When I tried to hit your expansion, you had a spine crawler set up since you knew your lings were going to be in my main base. I mean, it seems like what you did that game, you had like a general, like kind of everything kind of had a purpose, right?
Yeah, I'd say so. Because, I mean, to be honest, if I'd been playing the way I have been, I was a little bit out of my comfort zone because I would have been creating roaches, probably into hydras or mutas. But I feel like I was focused on zerglings and using those to counter anything you would have sent to me at that point.
All right, we're gonna play one more game because this time I know I'm gonna win. Okay? How do you generally fare against Terran?
I guess it kind of depends. Protoss is actually probably the best and the one I'm best against because, like I said, I was winning in the first 12 minutes with roach rushes. But Terran's a little bit more difficult. It kind of depends. I'm good against bio, not so much against mech, probably because I don't know, my micro sucks.
All right, no mercy this game.
Anything goes.
What? Well, I didn't mean it like that, but
Enough minerals.
I mean last game I clearly let you walk in my base.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm fucking with you. I'm just kidding.
Well, I figured you wouldn't leave it. You wouldn't leave anything behind. Or rather, you would leave something behind, right?
Most of the time that won't work for two reasons. One, Protoss are smart enough to my building placement is absolutely terror bad as Protoss. It won't be this game though. Protoss should always be walled off so that they can block it completely with like one zealot. And then all your lings won't run in like that and GG them. I'm gonna try and play better this game. This is probably my 7th game playing Protoss though, so I mean don't expect miracles.
You have not enough minerals.
Damn, how the fuck do they do this? I'm so bad. That's okay, we'll figure it out.
Additional timeout. Not enough energy.
Holy shit, bugs.
Be as you say.
Oh god. Dude, fuck you, spine crawler, bro.
Research complete. Highlight for hire. Highlight for hire. I am the voice of the eclipse. Unseen. Base is under attack. Your foes are under attack. Intriguing. I am here in the shadows. Very well. My life for fire. State thy bidding. Cold is the void. I am here in the shadows. For Artanis. We stand as one. Cassar de Templari. Highlight for hire. I am here in the shadows.
Holy fuck, how do you fucking hydras already, bro? That's ridiculous, man. I don't think this is gonna work because I'm really bad with pronouns.
Base is under attack.
Also, you're playing really BM.
What?
What? You heard me.
Yeah, that's a bad match.
Gas. I'm here in the shadows. Veraku.
Alright, that was fun. I can't play Protoss at all. That was good.
Okay, so the good news, I think I got that focused down, kind of like the funneling of goals and how to reach them.
That's good.
Okay.
It would be, I mean, if I could see you playing against a really good person or a really good Protoss that really tests you, I think it would help. Like I said, there's a lot of different ways, like when that whole focus thing is really tested when you're playing against somebody who's trying to timing push, you're trying to forgate, trying to, you know, do all those kinds of things. It's really easy as Zerg to sit back and play a macro game and kind of play everything how you want it. Like I talk about that goal system, like you need to do this and this and this, like that always needs to be in the back of your mind. But you also have to be willing to adapt and change your goals as soon as anything happens, you know, like if the Protoss is early forgetting you, like the units are coming really early, like you need to adjust and adjust and adjust and adjust.
Oh, are you slowing on or
I'm just kind of watching the replay, I just want to see. Like here, like you're spending the gas, like you got 100 gas, and as soon as you had 100, you spend it on the spawning pool. As soon as you had 100, you spend it on the lair. I mean, I see you're making a lot of drones now, which is good. I mean, it seems like you're getting upgrades. You scouted with 2 lings. Still kind of quite a few idle larvae. So, like, in this game here, and I don't know if it's just because I'm playing like shit or whatever, or... But, I mean, like, watching you play here, like, I can see a definite, motion towards what you're doing. Like, you fucking... As soon as you had 100 gas, you know, speed. As soon as you had 100 more gas, lair. Your lair is done. You've got fucking money right now. Bam, Hydra done. Like, everything you're just doing, like, you're like, this person is very clearly trying to get out a lot of Hydralisks, with speedlings. Like, it's obvious. I can tell what you're doing right now, just based on what I see. A bunch of drones just popped out there. Lings to go out and scout for the proxy pylon. I mean, everything you did in this game was really good. Like I said, I don't know if it's because I'm playing poorly or...
Okay. Well, I mean, okay, so the good news is, like, okay, that's good that I got that focused down. What I think I'll probably end up doing is play throughout this week and then see if I can touch base with you again and get like another hour-long lesson.
Yeah, sure.
Or you like replays from a good Protoss.
Yeah. Collect replays of you playing against people, and then we can just kind of look at them over there. Basically, the goal, I guess, is you should be able to look at your replay, and a few minutes in, you should be able to say, okay, I definitely understand what the Zerg player is doing. I definitely understand that he's going for this. Like, there's never any guesswork, like, oh, you know. And like I said, when I was talking about your gas, like, watching you do this here, like, you had 100 gas, bam, speedlings, and then 100 more gas, bam, lair. And then as soon as the lair finished, Hydrogen. Like, there's no guesswork, there's no bullshit. Like, there's no question as to what you're doing or what you're going for. And that lack of hesitation is what is going to give you the direction, I guess, to kind of... I guess take your game to the next level, or I don't know, win games.
All of the above, I guess. Alright, so here's the one thing, though. You notice, like, I suppose I kind of dumped it, but my minerals got really, really high, and I got to a point where I didn't know what to spend it
I mean, at that point, I mean, I said your macro was good, and it is, but it's far from perfect. I mean, you've got a lot of idle larvae at some point. You've missed 2 injections on your, or 1 injection on your in-base queen. Use the creeper. I mean, you could be injecting more. You really shouldn't have an abundance of minerals at this point because you don't even have your bases saturated. So I mean, I would say that just comes from experience. Just macro more. Work really hard on keeping up with those injections. Try not to get into the habit of compensating a macro deficiency with different strategy. Some people say they have a lot of minerals, so they work on throwing down like in-base hatcheries or whatnot. I would say don't do that. You should be able to use all of your minerals off of 2 bases. If you keep up on your injections, don't change your strategy just because your macro is lacking. Instead, improve your macro. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say just keep up on your injections and whatnot. If you ever find that you are getting ahead on gas and you need to do something with it, take an expansion.
Okay.
Alright, cool.
Alright, how much do I owe you, sir?
$20, whatever. That's what I normally do.
Alright, I need your PayPal.